Jack and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the JackJill Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Jack Butella.
I am Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how to price house offers. There's a couple of ways, and we're going to make this brief and cut really to the chase in this episode about how to send out a successful offer campaign to a group in offers or neighborhood that you selected, so that you can achieve the same numbers that we do for every 2,500 houses that we send offers to. We buy a house and we flip it for $20,000 to $40,000, and we don't clean it up, we don't renovate it, we just sell it to the guy who's going to do that.
I hope I have stuff to add, Jack. This is really all you. So here's what I want to do on this show, please. This is all you. So I'm going to come up with questions as you're describing things. I'm going to ask you.
Every man's dream.
Nice.
Wait, my woman's got more questions? Let's sit down and have a cup of coffee and answer our questions.
Talk about it. Thank you.
Before we get into it, let's take a question. Here's a question posted by one of our members on the JackJill.com online community. It's free.
And it came from a man. Joe asked, I've got a guy selling 2 adjacent parcels in Elko County, Nevada. One is a 2.53 acre parcel with a rod running through the middle of it. I don't know what that. Okay. It looks like there's a buildable space on either side. Interesting. Either less. Try to grab one parcel but not the other. Just get them both. So what does it mean by a rod? Like a pole?
But let's hold on. This ties exactly into what we're about to talk about. The beginning of the sentence is, I've got a guy selling 2 adjacent properties. So I don't know how he came about this seller. If you sent him an offer, for us in this deal, we would have sent the guy probably a $500 offer to buy each of his 2.5 acre properties. In which case, if he signed it and sent it back, here's exactly what I would do. Go on to parcelfact.com, which is, full disclosure, a company we own. See if the property looks any good, check it for access, probably do 2 or 3 other points of due diligence, like does this guy actually own it, pull a property report in RealQuest Pro, bang, bang, bang. It's about 4 minutes later, and I've made my decision. Mm-hmm. I don't talk about rods or try to negotiate the deal. This is where everybody gets hung up in this whole industry. Mm-hmm. I don't question myself. I don't care, because I'm going to be out $1,000 if I'm wrong, which, by the way, we've done almost 16,000 deals, and I can count on both hands the times I've been wrong about this. Mm-hmm. So this old adage of get to know the piece of real estate intimately and everything about it so that you can maximize price when you sell it, throw it all away. You're never going to make dough in land if you look at every piece of every asset and talk about your rod. Your rod doesn't matter. Even though, Joe, you think it does.
I am holding back. I am not going to say it because I know we're E for everyone. And somewhere there's someone driving in a minivan with kids in the back seat.
That's right.
Or they're cooking dinner and this is playing right now for the whole family to hear. Because I've talked to those people. You know who you are, and I think you're awesome. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to talk about your rod, Jack.
My rod? How does my rod get
I don't know.
This? It's Joe's rod.
Well, anyway. Whatever.
I hope that answers the question.
You know what? You men are always comparing rods. So...
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
All kidding aside, but the last point is that if this deal did not come up from an offer campaign, walk away. If it's already in Craigslist, you didn't get there first. You want to get there first with the offer campaign. Today's topic, how to price house offers. This is the meat of the show. House offers and land offers are very, very different. In fact, tomorrow's show is how to price land offers.
Oh, good.
You look excited. Jill's going to paint her nails.
These are my favorite topics.
When you go to find a market, there's a lot of ways to pick a market, and that's a topic actually for the House Academy education program. We spend a whole chapter on exactly how to pick a market. It's very scientific. It has nothing to do with the color of the shutters or how quaint the neighborhood is. It has everything to do with how many properties are changing hands, how fast, how expensive. All you look at days on market. It's a very scientific approach. If you're an accountant or an engineer, you're going to fall out of your chair at how beautiful it is and how emotionless it is.
There's no guesswork. It's not scary.
When you do follow A to B to C, the outcome is extremely predictable and consistent.
Exactly.
And when you run the data, you're going to see which market to stay out of and which market to
jump into.
To jump into, right. And in general, the more expensive the market, the more you want to stay away from it. The more average the numbers are, the better they come out in general. Real old markets don't do well, and real new markets don't do well. You want the ones in the middle. But I'll save all the details for that later. So how do you price these offers once you find a neighborhood that fits your criteria? There's two ways. You run what I've heard people call an algorithm, and the more that I think about it, I think I actually inadvertently designed an algorithm. So you take a look at, on a census tract basis.
Will you please explain what a census tract is, Jack?
Sure. So the U.S. government, a really long time ago, broke out and continue to break out every little block, for lack of a better description, or area based on its density, population density, and they assign it a number. So the block that you're sitting in right now or driving through, that has a census tract number on it. And it's designed to bring some consistency, thank gosh, to the real estate industry.
And it's more than just a subdivision, right? Because within a subdivision, you could have multiple census tracts.
Very many census tracts.
Thank you.
So you think about, that's a great point. So think about where you live. I bet if you go 2 blocks over, it's really different.
Right.
Unless you live in like a big master plan Del Webb type community, you know, your house might be worth 100 or 300, and over the next 2 blocks over, it's worth 400 or 100. Mm-hmm. I can tell you where we are sitting in our studio right now. If we go 3 houses over, you can add $4 million.
It's true.
So you want to smoke that all out. If it sounds a little bit complicated and daunting, it is in the beginning, but once you do it a couple times, again, if you're an accountant or an engineer, this stuff, you can tackle this like nobody's business. Mm-hmm. And then you can involve Zillow, Trulia pricing, data tree pricing, take an average of that, cross-check it against square footage and census tract, and you're going to get a real good idea of what property is worth. Really current, too. And then you're going to back it off by 40%. When you're using those other sites, are you using completed sales or available property right now? So available property, well, here's the answer. Zillow, Trulia, and Redfin use their version of an algorithm, and they're all different.
Okay.
You average those out.
Okay.
And then you come to an average census tract price per square foot of what they all think it's worth.
Okay.
Just looking cross-eyed at me.
No,
it's not super simple.
No, I've seen the spreadsheet.
So now you have a price per square foot per census tract that you think the property's worth. What we do is back off. This is for houses only. Back off 40%. So if it's $100,000, we offer $60,000. And to make your success rate almost insured, you only send offers to people who have no mortgage on the property. You can get all of this data out of Data Tree, and we're a licensed provider. And I explain it in an incredible amount of detail in the House Academy program, which, for the record, has not been released yet. In Land Academy, we do it. It's been released, and we knock it out of the park there. Everybody loves it. Go ahead.
As far as I'm concerned, Jack, this is probably one of the most valuable shows that you have ever done.
Seriously?
Yep.
It's also the one that you're the least talkative in.
It's not my reason why, but I want to just say, let me please state this. What you just shared is priceless information, and thank you for sharing that. That was big.
I'm not done yet. Is this your way of trying to say?
No. Yeah, stop. Stop. Shh. No.
What's even better is, and again, I'm not plugging the program. These programs seem to sell themselves, but I actually show you how to do it, and we send a mailer out, and we see the results right in the program. Mm-hmm. So
there's a lot of pieces.
That's how we price houses with a huge success rate. And then a lot of our members are reporting back constantly and saying, well, yeah, we did that, but then we added like houses with, an 80% loan to value, not just 100%. We got even a better response.
So let me back
Or we
up
applied
here.
it to apartment buildings. We have one person doing apartment buildings with huge success right now. Go ahead.
What percentage of mail do you think the average homeowner receives that has a real offer price on it? Because I want to state that a lot. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, we're doing that too. We're sending out stuff. We're reaching these people. We're doing it," but they're not sending real offers.
Yeah, so all the people that say direct, we tried direct mail and it doesn't work. This is what they sent a postcard out that said, "I'm real interested in buying your house," to which they got barraged. I've done this. Mm-hmm. They have a massive response rate, and they sent it to every house in the market.
And it says, "Dear customer."
Or
dear
even if
homeowner.
it does say, "Dear Sally Jones, we want to buy your house," and the people who respond to that are people that are they're upside down.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to them. Your time is valuable. You want someone to sign the thing, send it back, and buy their house.
That's the point of this too. When I think about people, they think that I just did a postcard because I'm saving money. Are you really? Because like what we do, we only send out the offers to the people we really want to talk to for the price that we want to buy it.
Right.
And it's personalized to them. So I want to make sure people know that we're not. So with those 2,500 offers that are going out to pick up one house are very, very strategic.
Yeah.
And that's. So thank you, Jack. I know you put a lot into it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the overview. There's a lot of details you have to work out. Like, okay, great. So I'm going to send out 2,500 offers. How do I get the Zillow numbers for each one of those things in a spreadsheet? Each one of those properties. Well, you need help. You need overseas help. Mm-hmm. Low dollar input overseas help is
That's
how we do it. We have an answer. We have figured this all out. Let's just let me put it that way, and we do it every day.
Yeah.
With huge success.
Yeah. And for the record, it's kind of funny. I was not real sure about overseas VAs, but let me tell you that when you find the right group and you build up a rapport with them, and you have we have an awesome team now that I love.
That's how you price offers. I can go on and on about what happens after they sign it and all of that, but that's not what this show is about. Was that clear?
That was perfect.
Okay.
I loved it.
Good.
Thank you, Jack.
Well, you've done it again. You've actually probably spent a pretty quality 12 minutes with us. Listen to the JackJill Show. Join us tomorrow, where we discuss the exact same topic, only for land. How to price land offers.
Yay! And we answer your question, should you have one. Post it on our online community, which you can find on jackjill.com.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. Good show, Joe. Thanks for the compliment. Seriously, I've been getting a bunch of emails that people saying, can you guys stop horsing around? We really need to know some information here. And so that was my way. At least 1 out of 10 episodes was something useful.
Oh, yeah. Share the fun by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you're listening. And while you're at it, please rate us there.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.